In regards to Veterans Aid and Attendance Pension Benefit, what are the rules for eligibility?
The rules are primarily that the veteran had served 90 consecutive days, one day of which was during a period of war. Those periods of war are set out in the VA regulations, but generally they are World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the Gulf War. They have to have been at least honorably discharged or not have a dishonorable discharge, either the age of 65 or more, or they have to have at least 100% disability. Now, the surviving spouse, the single surviving spouse of the veteran, can also qualify, and there are no age requirements for the spouse.
Can veterans use anything to offset income?
This sometimes is some of the more confusing area of veterans benefits, especially when it comes to pension benefits. For veterans purposes, the total gross family income is counted. However, what is not disclosed is that they can offset this income with what they call uncompensated medical expenses, which can be of the veteran or of the veteran's spouse. And these can include insurance premiums for on their Medicaid, Part B, supplemental insurance, prescription drugs, assisted living facility expenses, or virtually any expense that they are incurring in order to have someone else provide their care, all of which can be deducted from or removed from their total gross family income to get to what we call IVAP, which is income for VA purposes. And this determines whether or not they're going to become eligible for the pension benefit aid and attendance.
Are there asset limitations for veterans?
Generally speaking, $80,000 is presumed to be the maximum amount of assets that a veteran can have in order to qualify for the pension benefit. However, this figure could be substantially less depending upon the age of the veteran and that veteran's uncompensated medical expenses as well as the life expectancy. However, it is also permissible under veterans' rules and regulations to gift away property without any penalty in order to bring that veteran down below that $80,000 or lower limit.
It's obvious from your heroic background that you bring tremendous integrity to your work. What led you into this growing area of law, that of elder care and life care planning?
Over the years, I have helped many people with their estate planning needs. This primarily consisted of preparing their will and possibly a power of attorney. Typically, with a husband and wife, the will would provide that all would be left to each other and then to their children. What were we doing? We were answering the question, what happens to my property? What happens to my assets when I die? I realized there was a more significant question, and that was, what if I live? What if I don't die? What if I become physically or mentally disabled and can no longer manage my property? Now, what happens to my property, my income, my life savings, my home, and especially what happens to my spouse if I am mentally or physically disabled?
How does your firm work as advocates for your clients when dealing with a chronic illness?
When we have a client come to us, obviously as a lawyer we're going to advocate for on their behalf. However, because I have a care coordinator, a licensed social worker, she can also advocate on behalf of our clients when it comes to their health care needs. So when we put a life care plan together, we are looking at not only the legal issues that they might encounter, but also the health and financial issues. And we will advocate on their behalf. We will also educate them to be able to advocate on their own behalf in order to make sure that they or their loved one receive the care that they deserve.
What services will be included in the Life Care Plan?
The services include not only the preparation of all of their legal documents, the healthcare coordinator's services with regards to healthcare decisions that probably will have to be made and the alternatives and options that are available to them, but we're also going to try to organize their finances, making sure that their finances are not only available to themselves, but to someone else who needs to come in and take care of these finances for them. We also want to make sure that their beneficiary designations are properly done and that their accounts are set up in a way that they will not be at risk of loss because of something that is beyond their control. All of these services are included in the Life Care Plan, in addition to veterans planning and filing of the application, as well as Medicaid planning and Medicaid application to try to get them qualified for Medicaid sooner rather than later.